is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night. And I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night. Morning Meditations with C.J. Marshall.
Good morning. In Galatians 5, Paul talks about the works of the flesh versus the fruit of the Spirit. And in Galatians 5, verse 17, it says, "For the desires of the flesh are against the Spirit, and the desires of the Spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to one another to keep you from doing the things you want to do." So Paul says the works of the Spirit and the works of the flesh are totally opposite and in total opposition to one another. We talked a good deal in the last couple of episodes of the works of the flesh. And now we want to turn our attention to the works of the Spirit. In Galatians chapter 5 rather, in verse 22 it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love." You know, love is one of those words that just gets thrown around and loses its meaning. I love this, I love that. Well, love is really sacrificial. In John chapter 3 and verse 16, it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son." And we're told that God is love in 1 John. And while God is love, our response is to love one another. Look with me in 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4 in verse 16. Excuse me, verse 10. "And this is love, not that we have loved God, but he loved us and sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins." So God showed his love toward us. What does that have to do with me and you? God sending Jesus. Look at verse 11. "Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought to love one another." So we see that love is not just some passive emotion. It is something that is active. It is something that we experience. It's something that is shown. God showed it to us through Jesus, and we need to be able to show our love to one another. May that be the challenge for us this morning. Are we showing our love? Are we speaking the truth in love? That's one of the ways we show it in Ephesians 4. Paul talks about speaking the truth in love. That's That's where we can show our love, is how we speak. How are we teaching others? Is it in love? Are we willing to sacrifice like Jesus did? We love God by keeping his commandments. In John 14:15, Jesus says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Loving Jesus is seeking out the lost. We show our love. That's how we exercise the fruit of the Spirit of love. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Morning Meditations. May we be always like the psalmist that says, oh, how I love you, Lord. It is my meditation all the day.
Morning meditations, oh how I love thy law, it is my meditation all the day, all the night, morning through night, and I delight in the law of the Lord, and on his law I meditate day and night.